Hi guys, just here to do a future love spread for who am I doing it for? Let's see who I'm doing it for. I'm doing an earth sign. I've done Taurus already, so this is going to be for we'll do Capricorn. This is going to be a collective read for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign Capricorn. And this is going to take a look at your future love. It's going to be a 10-card spread. Who they are, what they're going to be like, what your common bonds are, why haven't you found them, barriers, and advice going forward. So we're going to look at Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So I'm fairly new to this channel. If you like my reading, please like or subscribe. And if this reading does resonate with you, please check out your other signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, to see if that video resonates for you as well. And all of them should be posted within the next couple of days. The majority, I think I got half up there now. Okay, so the first position we're going to take a look at is why you haven't found them. Why hasn't Capricorn found their love yet? Queen of Wands. Okay. How to overcome first position, Queen of Wands. How to overcome first position, Queen of Wands. Page of Cups. What can Capricorn do to meet them? What can Capricorn do to meet them? King of Pentacles. How will Capricorn know when they've found their future love? How will they know they've met them? Queen of Pentacles. Where will you find them? Where will you find them? The Star. When will you find them? When will you find them? Oh, the Magician. That's interesting. Guidance tips. Okay, Nine of Wands. What will your first impression of them be? What will your first impression of your future love be? Four of Pentacles. What will your common bond be? What will your common bond be? Queen of Cups. And tips for going forward, guidance and wisdom for the future. The Hanging Man. Okay. All right. Okay, so the first question that I asked was, why haven't you found them? You got the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, I feel like right now you're in a position of, in regards to love, you're in a position of knowing exactly what you want. So you've well thought it through, um, and you're only putting your efforts into things that you deem is worth it. So, for example, you're not really in a position to kind of entertain maybe things that you may have entertained in the past. I feel like almost maybe you've learned your lessons through love or dating. Maybe you've had several relationships, marriages, whatever. I feel like you're just kind of done with like the kind of dating thing. That's how I kind of feel with this with this Queen of Wands. Maybe not that you're done, but you've set your standards very high, very clear, and it's almost like a tick, 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 tick list. It's like this person has to have this, or else I'm not dating. Which I think it's good and clear to know what you're willing to settle for. Maybe in the past you've settled for things that didn't serve you very well, or you've spent too much time with certain individuals and it just didn't pay off for you. But I feel like right now you're very clear in what you want out of a partner, and you're not entertaining the idea of dating for fun. It's like, well, this person better come equipped and ready to play because I'm ready to play, or else I'm putting in no effort and I'm not dating at all. That's how I feel with this Queen of Wands. Okay. So I feel like in a way, I think it's very important, and I think it's super awesome that you have, strict standards and you know what your wants are and your needs in a relationship. But I think that maybe you're being too closed off to new opportunities, because you're a card that I drew for how to overcome why you haven't found them. The Queen of Wands here is kind of acting like a barrier in a sense, because maybe those standards that you've drawn are a little bit too strict. Maybe you're cutting people off, or you're drawing conclusions a little bit too early, and maybe you're grouping people together a little bit too prematurely, I feel. Because your advice on how to overcome this is the Page of Cups. So I feel like this is talking about you, and this is talking about you having to extend your emotions. So maybe giving things a try. And I mean, this is not really much effort, but it's just maybe just be a little bit more open-minded to the people that are coming into your life, or the people that you're encountering. Don't be so quick to write them off. So you have to be open a little bit, because maybe with this Queen of Wands, you're a little bit too closed off. And the advice, the Page of Cups, is to be a little bit more open. Be open to offers. I mean, don't set your standards so low, or don't go way out of field. But I mean, like, say for example, on that checklist that you have on someone, if they've got 8 out of the 9 things, and your standard is, well, they have to have 9 out of the 9 things. Well, maybe if that person has 7 out of the 9 things, maybe give it a shot. Maybe, I don't know, but that's just an idea. With the Page of Cups here. Okay, so the third question is what you can do to meet them. You got the King of Pentacles, so in a financial sense, this is someone that is very stable financially. It's pretty much well off. In the context of what you can do to meet them, I think it's just saying to continue to work. So continue to kind of maybe work on your love life, especially if you're going to try to be a little bit more open to new opportunities or people that do fall within your category of people that you'd like to date. So continue to kind of work on that. Okay, so the next question was the Queen of Pentacles, and how will you know them? Okay, so you'll recognize your next love, because this person will be, again, this is a stability card. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. This woman is very well off, very mature, very responsible, thinks out their decisions, makes responsible choices. So I feel like the person that's coming into your life next is going to reflect those type of personality traits. And financial traits too, I guess. Okay. Number 5, where will I find them? Okay, this one is kind of interesting because question, where will I find them and when will you find them? Where will you find them? You got the Star. So the Star is a really kind of magical card to me. So this is about hope, this is about aspiration, and this is kind of a magic card to me. Like the character traits of this card is just very magical. You got a beautiful woman here. She's like, you know, she's in the moonlight and just kind of doing some things there. But she has this like light on the top of her head, and she's just like very, very super wise, maybe super spiritual as well. And I feel like in the sense of where will you find them? I feel like with the Star here, I feel like this is more talking about you. I feel like you're very responsible, and I feel like the Star is talking about you as in being hopeful for the future and your future outcomes in relationships, and just kind of like in the whole world sense of just everything within your life. I feel like you will meet them. Maybe you'll meet them at like, I'm gonna actually clarify this card because the next card you got the Magician, so I'm kind of wondering if they're kind of tying in together. But I'm gonna clarify the Star card here. Clarify the Star card for Capricorn. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read all 3 cards here. You got the 5 of Cups, talks about loss, possible heartbreak, sadness. You got the six of Wands, which is more like a celebration card. It's a victory card, and you've got the Hermit. So I think this is very interesting because it kind of ties in with the Magician as well. But the Star, I feel like this is talking about you. I think this is talking about you kind of working on yourself and kind of working within the power within yourself. It's kind of like an all-knowing type of thing. Maybe you're working on your spirituality. Maybe you're intuitive even. I feel like I feel in the past, maybe in a relationship sense, maybe you were really heartbroken or someone really, really, really disappointed you. Something didn't work out. You know, you invested in a situation that was a very, very emotionally exhausting for you. Once this ended, or once you felt the loss of the emotions associated with this situation, you felt devastated. You felt as though, you know, maybe this was like the worst thing ever. You see how like he's got 5 cups altogether. 3 are completely spilt over, so that's kind of signifying his pain and his sorrow and his extreme devastation and sadness. He still has 2 cups here, but he doesn't even see it. So I feel like this is you in a past situation. Maybe you were really, really heartbroken, or something really happened in a situation in the past where you thought that, you know what, maybe you're never going to experience love again. Something in this situation just didn't turn out the way that you wanted to. You put so much effort into it, didn't turn out. I feel like maybe after that, you kind of went into a self-reflection mode. You kind of disconnected. You disconnected to maybe your surroundings, and you kind of went in and kind of self-reflected. Maybe you did some journaling. Maybe you know, there was some self-awareness that you kind of that you kind of found out about yourself. Maybe maybe it was something really, really deep. Maybe there was a pattern of relationships in the past where you've constantly gravitated towards the same type of person and you just got hurt over and over and over again. And it's like, maybe you told yourself, I don't want to do that anymore. You know, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I don't want to give to these situations anymore. How do I stop it? So I feel like you went into a major self-reflection mode. You disconnected. You took some real good time for yourself just so you could just so you could like recoup and get your power back. From that, you've come out of that. You've come out of that victorious. So I feel like you're coming back within your power, and that's what the Star card comes in now. So it's like you came out of all that trauma, all that pain, all that sadness. You thought you were never going to get past it. You went in, you did some deep reflection. You found out some really interesting things about you, and then you came out victorious, and now you're the star. So now you're the star. So now it's like you have manifested the power within you to kind of manifest any situation that you want going forward, anything in your future. So I feel like this is you right now. This is not the other person. This is you after doing all this work within yourself. And the next question is, here's the Magician. The next question is, when will you find them? The Magician talking about being able to manifest. So when you believe things, your thoughts, your power, you know, sometimes when you do some self-reflection, you really get to know yourself, and it's a really intimate kind of connection and relationship with yourself that maybe you've never had. And you are the star right now, or you're going to be very, very soon. So if you're still in this kind of reflecting mode, you're gonna come out victorious. You're gonna come out as a star, and you're gonna feel very, very powerful. You're gonna feel full of love, full of light, all within yourself, not because of anybody else, but because of the reflection and the conclusions that you've come to. And you're going to realize that, you know what, it's not you. It's maybe just the choices that you've made, and maybe just allowing people to, allowing people off with too much that they should have never been allowed to do. So I feel like you've come out with some new standards, and this kind of makes sense now with the Queen of Wands. We started off with the Queen of Wands at the beginning of the reading, and I talked about how you really know what you want now. So I feel like this is you in your power right now with the Star card. And coming up of when will you find them, or where will you find them, I feel like with this star, I drew the Magician card for you. So you're going to be able to manifest what you want. So coming back to this Queen of Wands, everything that you want, speak it until it exists. So keep thinking about it until it exists, because you have the power within you to manifest whatever you want. So when it comes to love, you are going to manifest what you want in love. So you are going to get your true match. And this makes sense too. Your guidance card over the Star and the Magician is kind of the defeat card. This is your guidance tip. You know what? All of these wands, but see how he's defeated here, and all of these wands in the past here, this is all of your efforts, maybe to all of your past relationships, everything that you've allowed. But look how strong he may be on his knees here, but he still has a very strong wand in his hand. That's a new beginning. That's a new beginning that you have within you to kind of plant somewhere else. You have the power to walk away. This is your past. This is your past. You still have a wand here. So this guidance card is telling you that regardless of what's happened in the past here, regardless of how much pain, how much pain and how much heartbreak your past has caused, there will always be a hope for a new beginning. And you have that new beginning here in your hand. Always look towards what you can plant next. This is the plant and the seed for the future right here. This one here. Forget about these others that are behind them. What's done is done. The past is the past. Let's move forward. Let's move forward and let's plant new beginnings. That's what I feel that is. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. Okay. Okay. So your next card was, what is your first impression of your future love? You got the Four of Pentacles. So maybe when you first meet this person, you're going to think that they're kind of really selfish. Maybe they're selfish with their money. Maybe they're really cheap. Maybe they're really cheap. Maybe they're really selfish with their emotions. I don't think that's okay when people are selfish with their emotions. I believe in transparency, and I feel like he's not holding cups, he's holding pentacles. So I feel like this is regards to money or finances, but he's kind of holding it tightly. So maybe he's cheap. Maybe he's cheap, or he doesn't like to share. That's what your first impression of him is going to be. The common bond between you. The common bond between you is the Queen of Cups. So this is a very positive card. In regards to emotions, and especially with past pain, the Queen of Cups is very emotionally regulated. She's stable. She's nurturing. She's not cold. She's able to express love, give love. She's very comfortable with emotional intimacy. She doesn't hold back. She shares. She's nurturing. She's beautiful. And that's going to be your common bond. So your future partner is going to be your emotional match. You know, love languages. This person is going to be able to speak your love languages. If that's words, if that's affection, this person's going to be able to deliver that, because they're going to be just as comfortable as you are in the emotional intimacy department. That's a really great card. They're going to be supportive. They're going to be loving. They're going to be caring. Okay, so your wisdom for the future is the Hanging Man. I'm going to probably pull a clarifying card on this, but the Hanging Man, so talking about your wisdom for the future, I feel like it's okay to take a time out and think about things. If things feel off, maybe take a little time out and, evaluate things. Have a healthy little break, or if things seem unsure, if things are moving too fast, or, there's some red flags about a person. I think it's okay to you don't need to make big choices right away. You don't need to jump into relationships. You don't need to have, you don't need to jump into anything. I think that I think that how we started this reading here, you're in a position where you really know what you want in a relationship. I think that, taking positive steps forward. I think that, if you find someone and there are a few questionable things, I think it's okay to take a step back and evaluate that. And I think that when you take that step back, and if you figure out, hey, this person's showing me behaviors that I'm just not going to tolerate, that's okay to end it then. But you don't have to make abrupt, big life decisions abruptly. You can take your time. So I think this is, maybe in the past you jumped into relationships, or you stuck through relationships. This is telling me here is that take your time. If you need a time out, listen to yourself. Listen to your inner knowing, that star. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner voice. If you need that time out, take it. Take it. Because this is going to be for your self-growth and development. So I think this is overall a pretty positive reading, Capricorn. This is great. Well, I hope that you enjoyed your reading. If that's resonated with you, leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe to my page. I look forward to bringing you guys more readings. Thanks. Bye.